Alright, welcome at the Tikio Takes, and in this video we're going to react to the second Avengers Doomsday trailer, which they dropped at a D23, as well as the Vision Quest trailer. And then they also announced the some of the official castings for the X-Men movie that's coming out in 2028 after the events of Avengers Secret Wars. So, I hope this one is better than the first one, because the first one made me more confused than anything, because there was a lot of questions. It's like, why does Thor look like Infinity War Thor? Why does Steve look like Infinity War Steve? How in the world are we getting a comic accurate Victor Von Doom with RDJ's face? There's a ton of questions going on. So hopefully this one gets me to that like Infinity War hype, because going into this movie, I'm just more curious than anything. It's not like I'm like excited to see this film, you know, because we pretty much know what's gonna happen. Doctor Doom's gonna kick the Avengers' ass, and then the Avengers are gonna win in Secret Wars somehow, you know. So I want more investment. I want to get more investment out of this, and hopefully this one does it, like, you know, the trailer for Infinity War did. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off.
Victor was always the smartest guy in every room.
Aura.
He used to be different. He used to be kind, he used to be caring.
Another question. Does Channing Tatum look like Gambit in multiple universes, or is this the one from Deadpool Wolverine? Like, I don't know.
And then everything he loved was taken from him. I knew he was lost, but I did not realize that he was broken.
I guess people are just insanely broke, which is understandable. But if you're living in the 616 universe, was the Battle of New York not enough? Was you know, a big spaceship showing up in the middle of New York not enough in Infinity War? Like, move to New Jersey or something. Like, New York City is just a hot spot for just goobly gop that happens. I believe that this looks like New York to me. My goodness.
Victor, did you do this?
I don't like that. We didn't see Victor in Fantastic Four First Steps, and we're supposed to believe, you know, they go way back, like, you know, the classic, you know, Reed and Victor went to school together. You know, it's like, I never got to see it happen. We're not going to see it happen. We're just going to be told that they have an extensive history, and I don't like that. That's the problem so far with this movie. There's no emotional investment besides the idea of some of these characters dying and the idea of Doom just killing off the X-Men, which I've already seen happen many times. You know, just take a great look at a great film, X-Men Days of Future Past. You know, I've seen Professor X die multiple times. X3, Doctor Strange 2, Logan. I don't need to see it happen. We should have seen Victor in Fantastic Four First Steps. We just saw the post-credit scene, which was him. Maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was the Latvian witches, whatever they're doing with that. So, that's the part I'm really struggling with this movie, is there's a big lack of emotional connection.
All of you have lived, stolen lives. But now you must give them back.
Answer me, Victor! Did you do this? I swear, you will beg for hell long before I grant it.
Hell answers to me.
Very Doom-esque. I love the Russos are giving us a comic accurate Victor Von Doom. Just please explain the face to me. I get it, it's to get my butt in the seat. That's probably the only reason, but I'd like something better than that. But that's probably the only reason, just to get butts in seats. Oh my gosh, RDJ's back, you know? We're probably not even going to see his face until Secret Wars, you know? Yeah, that is so Doom. That is so comic booky right there. You know, people may see that just like cringe writing and dialogue. No, that's what Doom should be like. He's cold. Also, anyone else tired of seeing Thor get his butt kicked? Like it's like I know Thor's probably gonna do something really heroic in this movie. I'd hope so because he's like the one of the few Avengers I actually care about at this point. But I'm tired of seeing Thor get beat up and get everything taken from him. You know, his conversation with Rocket Raccoon is a perfect illustration of what the MCU's done to him. You know, they killed his brother multiple times. They killed his best friend Heimdall. They killed his father. His sister's now dead, who he didn't even know he had. His home world completely destroyed, and then the love of his life is also dead. So it's like, oh, we're gonna give you daughters, not even yours, and that's your reward. It's like, and then he's also gonna lose in this movie. Hey, it looked like he tried to go for the head at least. So I don't know. Just justice for Thor. Anyone else?
For I am Doom.
Okay, maybe this is not this whole battle sequence is not in 616 because there ain't no damn Sentinels. Unless Damage Control has been doing some work behind the scenes, but this is probably in the X-Men universe, I guess. Because how else would he revive the Sentinels? Also, how would Doom even know Sentinels exist? Because they don't exist in his universe, which is highly likely the Fantastic Four First Steps universe. How in the world would he know that? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, maybe he's from the Doctor Strange universe, you know? Like the eighth what was it called? 838? Earth 838, where, you know, you had John Krasinski, Reed Richards. Like, maybe, I don't know, like, maybe this version of Victor experimented with, you know, multiversal travel and went to live in that universe for a bit, and that's why we have Ultron bots that have a little bit of green hint to them. I don't know. I'm really trying to justify it, because how else would he know Sentinels exist? He would obviously know Sentinels would exist because, you know, there's X-Men in that universe. There's Patrick Stewart. Like, maybe Doom was the missing chair in the Illuminati. Like, I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know. How would he know Sentinels exist? And this has to be the X-Men universe, and we are gonna see multiple X-Men die. I don't need to see X-Men die. Like, part of the reason I'm watching this movie is to see them back, and I want to see Cyclops do something heroic, but he's probably gonna die, and I hate that, you know. Let's finish this trailer. Infinity Vision is not a real thing, just in case you don't know. It is just a label saying it's a good theater. Don't. Infinity Vision is not a real thing. But yeah, I assume it's just going to show the clock again, but... Okay, that was better. That was a better trailer, just like hype level. Like, seeing Doom raise the Sentinels was cold. Seeing him, you know, say, Hell Answers to Me was dope. That somewhat got to, like, Infinity War trailer levels. Like, that was a hype trailer. Once again, it gives me a lot of questions. Like, tell me, this Reed Richards and Victor go way back. I never got to see it, so how am I to believe it? You know, it's cool having Sue Storm narrate that, you know, he wasn't always this way. So it's probably an incursion that, you know, unfortunately took out his family. Which it also would have been maybe an incursion in the 828 universe, and maybe that's why Reed and Sue and the Fantastic Four had to evacuate the 616, because maybe their universe got hit with a big incursion, and maybe Victor also feels betrayed because they never went to save him, to bring him along. I don't know. So it's cool to see that he's so comic accurate, because he has a tragic story of, you know, losing his mother due to her making a deal with Mephisto, and she's trapped in hell. And that makes that line even colder when he's like, Hell Answers to Me, because Victor has traveled to hell many times to try to, you know, save his mother. And it looks like he also lost a child, so that's unfortunate as well for him. And then he has a great line saying, you are all living on stolen lives. I think that's referring to, you know, these branch timelines, because shout out to Kang. Kang made it to where there was one universe and these other universe didn't exist. And then Obviously, Loki chose free will. You know, we got, you know, big events like Spider-Man No Way Home messing up a lot of the multiverse stuff. Obviously, Doctor Strange 2 did a little bit. So those just created these different worlds like the X-Men universe. This is just according to the MCU logic. So it basically, if it wasn't for the events of Loki, like the X-Men universe, those movies would never have happened. The X-Men themselves have also done a little bit of multiversal stuff as well, creating even more chaos in the multiverse, causing these incursions to happen. So I like his line saying, "You're all in on stolen lives," because y'all wouldn't even exist. Also, according to MCU's logic, he wouldn't exist if it wasn't. Yeah, I think it's just reading too deep into it, but yeah, I mean, like, was Thor always destined to have, you know, Gore's daughter? You know, it's like, I don't know, maybe that wouldn't have happened normally. Was Steve meant to have a kid in the past of the 616? Probably not. So I think it's just stuff like that. Were the X-Men supposed to, you know, live a happy life at the end of Days of Future Past? Maybe not. So I think that's what Doom's referring to, because all these choices have caused incursions, and one of these incursions may have took out his family. I know there's a big theory that maybe Steve Rogers returning the Infinity Stones caused a massive incursion that took out his family. Who knows? But that's my thoughts on this trailer. I'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments, and make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and God bless you all. Thank you.